Don't shoot, Macker.
What's your favorite place in St. Cloud? You guys have been there enough over the last few years. Bruce and I were just talking 9 games there in the last 13
God.
years. We talked on the podcast, you're a fan of the big ring. But
Yeah.
anything else about St. Cloud you're a fan of?
No. Not much else. Yeah, we've been there a lot. We were trying to figure out how many times. I think Quinny and I were trying to figure out how many times we played them. I think it's over 30. I think it's like 35. You can play a full season against St. Cloud. I think that was the most. I think it was like 8.
There were like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
That year, and then last year there were 7.
7
Mhm.
last year.
Yeah.
The previous year there were 6.
Yeah. Adds up.
That does.
How much does that kind of fuel a rivalry when you see a team as often as you and the Huskies have, and some of those are playoff meetings?
Yeah, it's huge. I think we've kind of built that rivalry up in the past couple of years. I think seeing them in playoffs last year definitely played into that. But, yeah, no, they're always good. Brett, obviously, he's a great coach, and he always gets his guys ready. And but, yeah, so it's fun seeing those guys. I got a couple buddies on the team, too, so it's fun playing against the former Tonka guys. And we've been talking the past couple of weeks, but at the same time we get out there and we're ready to go after each other. So, it makes for a fun weekend every weekend we play them, and we're looking forward to it again.
Is there a signature thing about Brett's teams that stand out the most to you, and does it ever remind you of you guys a bit?
Yeah.
His history here?
Yeah, I think it definitely reminds me of our team and kind of how we want to play. I think they obviously have some different types of players with some of the Euros and the way they play, and they're fast and skilled. But I wouldn't say that we try to embody that as much. But yeah, they play hard. Their D are always good. They play physical. Their goaltending is usually pretty good. And but yeah, they play a similar style to us, I'd say. And like I said, it's always tight when we play them. It's always tight checking. Always not a lot of room, even though we go and play them on the Olympic ice. It's still pretty tight and physical. But like I said, they're a little more skilled. But not saying that we can't shut them down like we have in the past. And we trust our skill. We trust our speed as well. So.
That last game last year, I know it's not the best memory, but have you ever been a part of a game that was that physical, that intense, with so few penalties?
Probably not last year. And at the rate we're going this year, probably not until playoffs. So, but yeah, no, it was good. That whole series was super physical. I love the way they called it. It was, like I said, it was physical. There wasn't a lot of penalties. And but yeah, last year I think all of our games against them, even here, it was pretty physical. But playoffs, yeah, that last game for sure, it was a grind, especially playing 3-3. But yeah, no, that's a part I look forward to a bit too, playing them. It's gonna be physical. The guys are gonna be tight on you in the offensive zone, the D zone. Their D are gonna check hard. I remember last year going up against Kupka, Miller, and Cruikshank. Obviously, Cruikshank and Micah are gone, but Kupka's a physical player, and along with some other guys. So it's fun going up against those guys, and I know they'll be willing to play hard and willing to play physical, just like we like to. So.
Tough weekend last weekend. How do you draw that line of you got to learn from it, you can't dwell on it?
Yeah, I think obviously the past few weeks have been tough. Been a lot of different things going on, even outside of the rink with Adam and everything. So I think it's been a stressful past month even. But I think we got to just find the positives and stuff, and we just got to keep learning. I think, like I said last year, at some points it's early in the season, but at the same time I don't want to keep saying that. So we got to find the way to learn, but also have the urgency to change it, right? So I think we're all very eager to change it. We're all very eager for a good weekend, a good positive weekend, whether that means we get 2 wins or not. I think we're looking forward to gain some momentum, and however we do that, we're going to find ways to do it. Yeah, I think, like I said, we're just looking for a good positive weekend out of our group, a good positive week, and if we can do that, we'll keep building off of that.
What do you guys need to do to produce more offense? 5-on-5. You guys have been pretty clutch on the power play this year, but
Yeah.
You've had a couple of nights now where you're just not getting opportunities
Yeah.
on the power play. So what do you got to do to create offense 5-on-5?
Yeah, I think just getting back to our ground game, I think we've kind of, honestly, the first 3 games we came out really hot. We were producing a good amount of offense, and that was just because we were simplifying the game. I don't think we were trying to overcomplicate it. We were getting pucks behind their D. We were playing physical on their D. We were getting pucks low to high and getting pucks to the net. So it doesn't sound very simple, but it is when you just get pucks behind them, and obviously we focus on a lot at the beginning of the season, getting our pucks up to our D and just let them shoot, and then we can get to the net. And I think we've been trying to overcomplicate stuff. We haven't been holding on to pucks as much. And yeah, just being willing to make plays, not being scared of making mistakes. I think that's been a little bit of the tone lately. Is I think guys are just a little scared to make some plays. I think just with how many things have been going on and bad things that have maybe happened from some turnovers that have cost us some goals and cost us some leads. But yeah, we just need to focus on simplifying the game, I'd say.
Is there kind of a sense of hunger for this? I know it's been a few weeks now since you guys put one in the win column, but do you see kind of, I won't say the word desperation, but do you see the guys kind of amping it up at practice this week?
Yeah, we should. Yeah, and I think we've noticed that already throughout the week. I think last week it was the same kind of deal. Obviously, we didn't get the result we wanted, but yeah, we need that intensity throughout the week. We need to prepare like we're playing games on Monday, Tuesday, and I think if we can do that, if we can go and practice like we're going to play in games, we're going to get the right results. And I think the past few weeks, I think we haven't really done that, and so that's why we haven't had great results on the weekend. So yeah, we need to take every day seriously. We need to prepare, like I said, and prepare correctly, and we're going to continue to focus on that. And it's not for lack of effort. It's not for lack of focus, I'd say. It's just execution, I think, is the big word we've been using a lot. And if we can execute during the week, we're going to execute on the weekends.
Best thing about a good rivalry is that both teams usually play at a high level. And you've had this stretch now with right in a row, Minnesota, North Dakota, and now St. Cloud. I mean, those are obviously your 3 biggest rivals. You got them right in a row.
Yep.
Does that mean you're used to it, or does it mean you can turn it up a notch?
Yeah, I mean, I think based off of the results of the past few weekends, I think we can turn it up a notch. But it's definitely, there's no short of emotion, I'd say. I think, these past weekends have been emotional and been high intensity, and I think it's going to be another one of those same weekends. So I think like you said, the past few weekends have been somewhat the same, but I think we've learned from the past few weekends, and we're going to, like I said, change that execution level and bring that higher. But I think the emotion level is there, the rivalry level is there, the intensity, it's all there, but it's just a matter of executing and a matter of, I think that's the biggest word, execution. If we can do that, I think it'll all blend together. I think there's no lack of intensity or emotion in this group right now, and I think it's just the belief factor. And once we start doing it, it's all going to start clicking. And yeah, like I said, just a good positive week for us is what we're looking forward to.
You want to give everyone an update on November here?
Update. Well, we've just started to spread more of the word. Obviously, the past few weeks have been kind of chaotic with Adam and everything. And but yeah, so we're just starting to spread word. The links can be posted on socials today. The guys are trying to spread the word about it, and we're going to start throwing the link around. So yeah, the Mo Bros page is open and ready for donations and attention. So.
Who's your top 3 for mustaches right now?
Well, me for sure, number 1. Max said he needs to trim up his chin, so hopefully that'll get going. He's the old guy, so hopefully he gets some facial hair going. And then I got to go with Quinny, as much as he's changed throughout the years. I wouldn't be saying that 3 years ago, even last year, but he's coming along. So maybe Quinny.
Why is this so important to you and the guys in the locker room doing this November campaign?
Yeah, it's super important for us. I think it hits close to home with all of us, especially with Zach the past couple of years, and obviously Will too. It's a little different with Will, but I think men's health is a big topic, and it's a wide variety, right? It ranges from mental health all the way to prostate and testicular cancer. So I think it's important for us to bring attention to all that. It's important to me, and I think this group has really focused on that the past couple of years, and we want to continue to do that throughout the years. And if we can bring just some light to it, then we're accomplishing our goal. So thanks, guys.
right
Nope.
now for November?
I don't even know who's got one.
You haven't noticed Quinny can actually grow a mustache now for 5 years?
I don't usually stare at their,
Try
yeah,
and avoid the mustaches and stuff.
pretty much.
Scott, you're talking to Luke heading back to St.
Mhm.
Cloud. He and Quinny did the math, and they think they played a full season against the Huskies. For you, your thoughts on going back there after 9 times the last 2 years, and just what stood out to you about this rivalry the past couple of years?
It's been a good rivalry. I mean, obviously, I know we're not staying at the Kelly Inn. I know that.
Neither
So,
am I.
that's good. We made that change. I can tell you that. No. Again, going to the big sheet, they use it well. Obviously, had a great playoff series. It was a battle. Thought we ran out of gas probably in game 3, but pushed them to 3 games. I think we wore them out too because I don't think they were as probably as good as they probably maybe wanted to be when they played in the regional, but it's been a battle and it's been back and forth, so hopefully it's going to be the same thing this weekend.
What stands out to you about this year's Huskies team?
I haven't watched much of them, I'll be honest with you. I saw this week's games. I know they had kind of a slower start. They picked it up. I know they're 4-0 in the league. I know they have a good hockey team. Certainly they got some guys back that are dangerous. Some younger kids, like even Ingram, he's older. But Anhorn we never saw last year. Beard's one of the best offensive defensemen. Just defenseman, he's very, very poised. So their back end's got some new faces. Their goaltending's back, but some of the same faces up front, right? But Lars's teams will work hard. And again, they're a good transition team. They'll spread you out on the rink. Power play is always good there. Again, stay out of the box. So nothing really changes, right? Again, some of the faces, but this will be our first time on the big sheet. So we'll go skate tomorrow and Friday and get ready.
What have you thought of Matthew Teason's play the last 3 games? It seems competitively he's really taken up another.
Well, I feel bad we haven't got a win for him because I think certainly he's played well enough to win a game. So he's doing his job. That's all we're asking. I thought obviously, we all saw Saturday, first period, couple saves. Could have been probably 3-0 leaving that period. And I don't want to say 3-0. We should have probably scored some goals too, but, he gave us a chance to stay in that game, keep it tight. We didn't have a good second period. He kept it within striking distance, and we couldn't do it.
That last game last year against St. Cloud State, that building, have you ever been a part of a game that intense with everything on the line and so few penalties called?
I've been in a game that intense, North Dakota, in Target Center, with a lot of penalties called. Yeah, but you know what? Again, I thought, when you look back at it, yeah, they could have called more penalties, but you know what? It was both ways, and you let the players decide at that time of the year. And I thought at the end of it, the referees didn't play a factor in the game. It was 2 teams battling and getting away with certain things, and some chippiness, some stuff after the whistle. But that's what it should be at that time of the year, and I thought they managed it pretty well.
Did you see the intensity as that weekend went on, kind of ramping up every shift almost?
Yeah, again, when you play, like you said, we played them 4 times before that too, right? So it started well before that, and obviously the stakes are higher there because you're playing we were playing for our season. They were pretty safe, but doesn't change the mentality of either team. So I don't think it's going to be any different this weekend. We've got to find a way to get back on track, and they're coming off a great 4 games, 2-game road sweep in a tough building. So it's not going to be easy.
You mentioned Saturday after the game, you get back to work this week. How do you go about the process? You want to learn from what's gone down the last 6 games, but at the same time you can't dwell on it.
Well, to me, it's about attitude. It's about your attitude. Our guys have been pretty good the last 2 days, but we should be, right? We haven't won in 6 games, so there is no substitute except go back and get to work and hopefully have their attention a little bit more on certain areas that we got to get better at. And to me, it's not like it's drastic. It's just we got to be better. Like we've got to compete harder. We've shown that in games when we decide that we want to compete a little bit harder and play a little bit harder and get our noses dirty, that we could be a better hockey team. When we want to play the fancy, cute game, we're not that good. But we've got to tighten up defensively, giving teams way too much time and space. Offensively, I thought there were some better things, but again, we still got to start scoring. We can't just rely on the power play to score goals all the time, and we need some guys to step up their play, quite frankly. There's guys we're waiting on, and you probably know who I'm talking about. Like, we need some guys, and it's not going to be one or two. It's going to be a team that has to do it together. I do think we have 4 lines when they're playing. All are capable of scoring goals. But we also have to defend, right? We have to defend. And from our back end all the way out. It's not 2 guys or 1 guy, it's 5 and a goalie.
They're kind of similar to you in that they replace some key players, but when it's all over and done, they get Yetman and Molinar end up being at the top of their goal scoring list.
Well, they're different. Well, they're difference makers. It's like Blake and Gaber, right? They're difference makers. They can change a game. You know what? Some teams have those, right? We have some guys, maybe not at that level, but we have some guys. Obviously we lost Dom. Dom's that guy for us. Benny Steves. Benny Steves, he can change a game on a power play, right? We'd like to see him do a little bit more 5-on-5 like us some others, but some teams have a few more of those. It doesn't mean you're going to win, right? But you got to pay attention to them. You saw Blake last weekend, this little plays he makes, right? Playing the second goal, right? Draws attention, slips a little pass. I mean, that's what good players do, right? And you can't give them a lot of room. And they can be quiet for a long time, but next thing you know, like we've had Miettinen quiet too, and next thing you know, he comes down in 3-on-3 and rifles one because he can shoot a puck. So some teams have those. And like we're a little bit more by committee, but we do have some guys that are certainly capable of doing some of those things, but we probably don't have as many as that, and I'm okay with that. All right.
Thanks, Scott.
Yep.
Thank you.